if I was stopping for months.
It's week 16 of the 2024 season, and our focus is on the Lions' field-stretching tight end.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in week 16. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They'll have Jimmy G calling the shots. Grew up in the northern suburbs of Chicago, went to Eastern Illinois. Jimmy Garoppolo. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. The numbers for Jones last week, 23 carries, 77 yards.
And I'm eager to see how they deploy him in this game. Last week, a heavy workload. Do they decide to bring that down a little bit and try and keep him fresh? Or do they say, guess what? He's locked in. Keep handing him the football.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw. It's knocked away and incomplete. Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Garoppolo. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
So here are the Lions now coming out. Drive. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
And when you think about great seasons in recent memory, he's definitely putting one together here. There's a good chance he's going to go over 5,000 yards passing for the season. He's just a little bit under that mark coming in. And I tell you, it's pretty rarefied air when you get up there with numbers like this.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Those defense for the Packers, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Another 6-yard carry, same as last play. First down. The Lions at 11-3 on the year. And they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get it down on the plate at the 37. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Warner. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Rookie quarterback, rookie running back. They team up there to pick up the first. So another on-target throw, and that last one, Charles, going to put him up over 5,000 yards passing out for the season, and that is not an insignificant number.
Indeed it is not, because this is not a big list, and most of the guys on it, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Dan Marino, they either are or will be Hall of Famers.
These two teams matching up for the 2nd time this year. Their first meeting back in October, week 6. And it was the Lions who got the road victory in that one, so they'll be looking to claim the season series now here at home. And he takes this one in for the Lions touchdown. DeAndre Swift with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Lions get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. attempt here still to come. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either. And it's 7-0. So that drives 7 plays in length. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. After the touchdown, on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. But ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Wayne McNeil coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th. Wishnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. He'll take it at the 42. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, his team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
Over the middle, that's hauled in by Tony. And he'll work this down inside the 30.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a 1st down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as they drew it up in practice.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Down to the 25. After 7-0 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Hands it off out of the gun. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
When trying to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4 on 2nd down. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Again, it's Jones. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. Here's Mitch Wishnowsky now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And taken right at the 35. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and the Lions will take over. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that one. Too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They go back to the ground, this time Swift. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. To throw, Warner. Got his man, it's Williams. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. We're pointing out, we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango. And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 32. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. 46 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Brad, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
A running play on first down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
A feather in the cap for the defender, picking off one of the league's better quarterbacks so far this season, and add another feather in the cap for the coaches, too. Excellent game plan, and they had their guys aware of his ability to roll out and how to defend against it.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half, 10-0 our score. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Meanwhile, Garoppolo's throw here pulled in by Lazard. Finding room at midfield. Down the right sideline. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down at the 30-yard line. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 43 yards. Garoppolo on first down. Jones has it. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
Someone's closing in on the lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Nothing open downfield. He had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen.
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Packers pick it up. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
As that ball got away from.
And now, as with every potential turnover, we're going to take a second look at this.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And that is going to be called in one-handed. Wow. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison Williams, his 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Lions will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point right down the middle, and the lead is now 17-3. After the touchdown on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Packers with the football here late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it. And now Garoppolo lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And into the end zone. A scoop and score on the fumble return for the Detroit touchdown. Well, Charles, not only did they fumble the football, but they're starting to fumble away their chances here a little bit. We've got a 3-score ball game now here in the first half.
The last thing you want to do, partner, is help the other team with our avoidable turnovers. You want to hang on to the football because you're already playing against a good team. You're just making it easier for them and giving them extra opportunities.
The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Packers with the football here late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Okay, so the personal foul penalty. And those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
He's got to hook up to Lazard. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Now Garoppolo lost gets the football. But it looked like a Packer. Yeah, a Packer was able to get this back, and they'll indeed keep possession. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Looking downfield for Jones. A big play there just before halftime. 42 yards.
That's a well-thrown ball right there. This is where arm strength pays off because he's got to be able to get the ball both downfield and to the sideline. And that's one of the more difficult throws for a quarterback, and he put it right where it needed to be.
So another good job defensively because they've allowed 3 trips into the red zone, but only the 2 field goals.
Yeah, that's the bend but don't break, isn't it? And they really didn't get broken at all because if you're running off the field having allowed of 2 field goals and 3 trips in the red zone, you've actually come out ahead.
Yeah, flip it over to the other side. The offense, they'll hope to cash in for 6 next trip. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. A final shot before break. Warner is going to fire one deep over the middle. He's got a man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So we reach halftime, and well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. This fielded right at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the third.
Let's go now.
Third quarter starts with a run from Swift. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Once again, it's Swift. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 67 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 42-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Play action. It's Warner. Man open, it's Tony. He's got it. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers 36. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Packers pick it up. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. So certainly not at all what you're looking for here to start the third quarter. A fumble on their opening drive.
Not at all. You're exactly right about that because this had a chance to be the drive to put everything away. A touchdown here, that might have put everything out of reach for them. They definitely handed out a lifeline to the defense on that play.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Well, we know that he can beat you in a number of ways. He can catch it short, he can take it long, or he can do what we just saw right there, catch it and then run with the football. How about this? They'll try the option, left side. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon. Only able to gain a couple there. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they look to convert the first down. Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked by Tracy Walker. And the Lions will have solid field position here as they take over at the 45-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And, look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on third down to keep the drive going. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the third down conversion.
It's time they have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, now allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Whenever I see an in-route dropped, as we just saw in that play, I'm always thinking that in the back of their mind, they're worried about what's coming at them because they're going towards traffic on that route as opposed to being away from it and maybe having a little bit more space.
So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way to field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides to be thrilled with that.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. Right where this set of down started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. Got a man. It's Tunyon. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now at Ford Field. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. On first down, Garoppolo. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat. And good yardage there on first down because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Throw complete to the tail and Tunyon. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. He was unable to shake free there. They cover him for a loss of a yard. Looking to throw again on second down. Garoppolo. And he's got his man. Touchdown, Green Bay. It's Allen Lazard. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Packers are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. But Jameson Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
The throw right side is complete here. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. A play fake. Now Warner out to his left. Into the hands of Williams across the formation. And they're going to get this up to midfield. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause, to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And not a whole lot of room to operate there in the first. Maybe 3. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. First down, and they go with Swift again. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, break it the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
Now Warner. And this is caught at the 8. And the Lions are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a first and goal. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first and goal. Here's Swift. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. DeAndre Swift, his 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Lions stretch this 4th quarter lead even further, and they are closing in on win number 12 of the season. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. Garoppolo. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Garoppolo's throw taken in by Pascal. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now they got to get to the line quickly. That's into the hands of Pascal. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Meanwhile, Garoppolo's throw finds its target, Dobbs. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And yet again, it's Garoppolo. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. And Jones has it over the middle. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third. Now Garoppolo lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because...
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Packers are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Garoppolo to try again on 2nd down. Cleaned out left to Dobbs. And they'll work this down inside the 30. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions.
Well, Charles, when you look at the stat sheet, ultimately one thing sticks out.